Hey guys, Mr. T here, doing a video for 9 Ignite Maths, so year 10 Maths really, on factorization. I'm going to be away, so instead of you just bumbling along with the book, I figured that I'll do a video to help explain it to you, just like I would teach it to you live. So the next topic we're doing is factorization. That's basically the reverse of expansion. So you've literally just done a test where you expanded the brackets with certain rules. Factorization is the opposite of that. So you're putting the brackets back. You're just using the expansion laws that you've learned about in reverse. So really, overall, you can think of it as putting the brackets back into the expressions again after we've learned how to remove them in the first place. So the first kind of factorization you're going to see is factorizing with common factors. This is the simplest form of factorization. You just need to find a common factor for each term in the expression and remove that term, place it in front of a set of brackets, and then leave whatever was left of the expression on the inside of the brackets. So what I mean by that, you need to identify in your expression what the terms are, so that you can find a common factor in each, and it's often helpful to write out exactly what those terms mean in expanded form, so it's not simplified. So a term is something separated by a plus or a minus sign. So we have two terms in this question. We need to find common factors in each. So acknowledge that we've got two terms, and now I'm going to write it out fully. 6x squared is actually 6 times by x plus 4 times by x. So right now, the only common factors we have to both of these terms, because there's two terms here, is x, because x is in both. But we want to fully factorize this. So you have to realize that these two, just like with fractions and stuff, you can simplify them down. There is a common factor to 6 and 4, and that is 2, because 6 is 2 times by 3, and 4 is 2 times by 2. So I'm going to rewrite it again, even less simplified, so that you can see the factors. So 6 times by x is the same as 3 times by 2 times by x plus 2 times by 2 times by x. And so you'll find that there is something more complicated but common to both of these. It's 2 times by x. You can see that 2 times by x is in both of these. So we have the biggest common factor in both of these terms. We can put out the brackets now. So I'm going to put 2x on the outside, and what do we have left over? You have 3 times by x left over, so I'm going to write that here, 3x. Then I've got this plus 2 left over, 3x plus 2. So what did I do? I removed the common factor, put on the outside, and put the remainder of the expressions into the brackets there. And if you wanted to double check your working out, well, you can do the reverse and check that this is okay. So expand it again and see if you get the same answer as before. So if I was to expand that with distributive law, it would be 2x times by 3x plus 2x times by 2. What does that come to? 6x squared plus 4x, which is the same as it was before, so you must have factorized it correctly. So this is the factorized answer. This here that I've done is just to double check that I did it correctly. Okay, so that's the simplest form of factorization there. Let's have a look at a more complicated situation here. We've got a more complicated expression, but how many plus signs do we have separating terms? Well, this is brackets, so there's times there, so that is one term. That is another term. So really, you've only got two terms to start off with. So we need to find something common to both. And, well, what do you see that's common to both? You have a plus 1 and a plus 1. So like I did before, you put the common factor outside of the brackets. So a plus 1 is common to both of these terms. And then in the brackets, you put whatever is left over. So what do I have left over? I've got minus 4 plus a plus 2. So I've got minus 4 plus a plus 2. And so now I have two sets of brackets here. So you have to do the inner brackets first. Is there anything I can do here with the a plus 2? No, so that can be removed. So what you've got is negative 4 plus a plus 2. And so if I've got negative 4 plus 2 over here, collecting the like terms, you end up with a plus negative 4 plus 2, negative 2, and that simplifies to a take 2. So that's been fully factorized now. How did I do that? I recognized that a plus 1 was common to both terms, put that out the front here, put what was left over into a set of brackets, dealt with the inner brackets here, fixed them all up, and there you have your answer fully factorized. So that brings us to an even more complicated factorization where you have to apply your basics step by step. Okay? So if I was to write this out unsimplified, x plus 2 all squared is the same as x plus 2 times by x plus 2. And we have plus 2x plus 4 there. So what you'll notice right now is we don't actually have anything common to this term over here. But what you might have noticed from previously is if we try to simplify some of the leftovers there, we might be able to get some common terms if we did something similar to what we did in this first example. So, is there anything that can be done with this 2x plus 4? Well, this is the same as 2 times by x plus 2 times by 2. And I've still got this x plus 2, x plus 2. So is there anything common to these two terms here? Well, you see a 2 times at the front, so that is common to both. So what do you do with a common term? You put it at the front of the brackets and put whatever's left over, which is x plus 2, x plus 2, with a 2 out the front of it, plus, and I'm going to rewrite all of this here. And now you will see that we have some common terms, common factors to all of these terms. This first term has x plus 2. This second term also has x plus 2. So just like before, because it's common, you put it at the front, x plus 2, out of the front of a set of brackets. And then what is left over, you have x plus 2 left over, plus 2. X plus 2, plus 2. Now let's have a look at this situation here. Is there anything I can do with this inner set of brackets? No. So they can be removed. You've got x plus 2 plus 2. And so now you have x plus 2, bracket x, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So that is a more complicated factorization. That required me to realize that this section here could be factorized itself. So you might have to factorize multiple times to get a fully factorized selection. Yep. So that is the end of that video. Hopefully it helps you with the first set of exercises, 2D.1. And I'll see you in the next video.